Hey, reseller friends. Okay, gonna do a live haul. Um, I know I promised it yesterday, but I'll tell you what happened. I bought this little laser freckle remover thing. There was an ad on Instagram, but of course, all that stuff is usually cheaper if we go to Amazon or eBay, and so that's what I did. And this one was $11.99, and so it actually works. The first one I bought didn't send it back, or I didn't have to send it back. I just got a refund. It was under $10. But anyways, this one really works. And so I did a few little spots on my face, and so it was all kind of red yesterday. So that's why I didn't do the resellers do. I didn't do my with my mic. But we will do the haul now. Sorry about that, Snowball. Um, and if you're interested, I'll put the link and the information to this product below when we're done. I'll put it in the video description because it does like skin tags and freckles, and it's kind of a newer product and can save you a lot of money if you are careful and use it properly. I'm a licensed esthetician also. That's one of the things I did previously. So I'm just letting you know this is here and that it works. It's available and that it does work for that low price. But use with caution, use with discernment, look it up, watch the YouTubes, know what you're doing. Okay, anyways, that's what happened yesterday. Hang on, let me fix this. Okay, so if you see the dog, that's Highway. If you all know my dog, that's Highway. So I'm trying something new. I've got Highway logged into here on my laptop so that I can show you guys a few things if I want to, because I said I'll do a Q&A. I have time today. I can hang around and do a little Q&A. If there are any new sellers that have some questions, I'll try to answer them or we'll look them up together. So I brought this out so that I don't have to be like, pause, let me rearrange everything and go over there, okay? Because that's the main PC that I've got set up with the Hangout all set up to film. So that's what's going on there. So that's little Highway 411. That's my dog, our dog. He's about 5 years old now. He is a Shih Tzu Chihuahua mix. So, and his name is Highway. Okay. Let me go find a chat real quick too, okay? That's one thing I forgot to do. I did do a lot of the other things pre-starting the show though, so I'm getting better at this. But I did forget to go get open up another window so that I can see chat. Sorry. If anybody is coming in today. All right, there I am. And let me mute. Okay. Hi, Cindy. Okay. I think I'll pop out the chat. So that way it'll be bigger and I can see it. And then change up top where it says top chat. You might want to change it to live chat when you're in people's chats. If you want to see everything that's posted. If you just leave it on top chat, you might not see everything that's in the conversation when you're, like on a big show and there's a lot of people, you know how we are in the side chat having a lot of fun on other people's shows. Okay. Okay, thank you, Pamela. All right, so I'm just going to start talking. Every once in a while, I might peek over. I'm kind of new at going to live, so I don't get a lot of action just yet on my lives. People aren't used to me going live. I do want to say also to please remember, if you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram as well, remember that we did go ahead and put Generation 1099 on the docket. It is scheduled for Monday, February the 4th. That's next Monday. It'll be every first Monday monthly. And the crew is Hugo and Tiffany. Sell Quick, Ship Quick is their handle on Instagram. And, oh, bye, honey, you scared me. See you later. See you after work. That's Steve. He's going back to lunch. He scared me. He's real stealthy. I keep telling him I'm going to put a cowbell on him. He's like an Indian around this house. But anyways, Julie Casa Chic. She's adored on Instagram as well, and also has a Facebook group for plush. And someone new that I met, but find him interesting. Kenneth Ivy Flipping Daily is what he goes by on Instagram. And I just discovered him. I think he's somewhat new, but he's making friends quickly. He's very interesting. But I was following him because he's kind of in my age group. And then he sold a duck for like an insane amount of money. And I'm like, whoa. First, I was just kind of, he does the old school 90s stuff, and I liked that. But then when he sold that duck, that kind of blew me away. And I started paying a little bit more close attention on how cool he was. So we've been announcing it. And so if you don't know, it's scheduled again for Monday, February the 4th at 11 a.m. Mountain Central Time. I'm in Colorado, Mountain Central Time. So watch out for that. Again, we're advertising it on Facebook, Instagram, and in the community tab here. I've started trying to talk more over here on YouTube in the community tab. Just to help that grow. I think it's interesting. I would love just to have everything just on YouTube and be able to talk to everybody just here and just have one social media platform to keep up with, to tempt me so that I can stay busy, get back to work. Okay, anyways, so let's just go ahead and start. So if you're watching this later, remember that I tend to talk a little bit slower. So if you need the information more quickly, you can always go down into the little cog setting and you can speed it up. I do that on a lot of people. I've said this before. You can very easily still get the information and breeze through a video a little more quickly as a time saver by 1.25 or 1.5. Another trick that I do, because I like to check in on everybody and I learn so much, right? So another thing that I'll do is if I missed a live, I'll just wait a little while until it's uploaded and someone's comments start coming in, especially on the bigger channels. And then you can kind of go through the comments and everyone else will be kind of talking about the most interesting points that were in that live show. And so you can kind of see like, okay, I want to go skip through and hear about this. I want to hear about that. And sometimes you can just go through the comments and kind of learn the gist and any good tidbits. So that's just another one of my secrets for time saving on YouTube. If you're like me and you like to take in a lot of content for research and learning purposes as well as networking. Okay, I think I already talked about this. I'm keeping this. This was a Kate Spade, but just for learning purposes, Kate Spade totes will sell for anywhere from $50 to $150-ish, the resale value currently, depending on the color scheme, the colorway, as they might say, and what it says. So there's not a whole lot of these, but I love this contrasting color, and I'm a poker player, so I'm going to keep this one. I did pay $15 for it. It was $19.99, and with a discount that I had, it brought it down to $15. But it's all clean inside, signature. She's got a lot of cute quotes inside as well. I'm going to keep this one. Okay. So we'll just move on. Hi, Hugo. Hi, Tiffany. I hope Tiffany's feeling better today. I'm just doing a live haul. I've already reminded everyone who might come back later and watch this about the show that we did put it on the docket for February the 4th. And I'm very excited. And while you're here, I'll just thank you again for the 100th time for saying yes. Okay, so this was awesome. Looking through codes, I almost passed this up because I was like, look at this hot mess, right? But I think I can get it brushed out. I have a doggy brush that I use. Not that I use on my dog. It's just for this kind of stuff. And so I can tell I'll be able to get this out. But it's cute. I thought it was vintage, but it turned out to be a Free People. So I'm pretty excited about that. You guys know the copper tag, right? On Free People. One of their labels is a little copper tag. Don't confuse it with poof. Oh my gosh, so annoying, the copycats. But anyways, this is a nice velour maxi coat with the embroidered trim, giving it kind of a boho vintage look, which we all know is very popular right now. Fully lined, even the sleeves. It's The only drawback to this one I can think of is that it is a size, what is that, a 2? So that's pretty small. That's like an extra small, right? But there are plenty of petite girls. So I'm going to probably start this at about, I couldn't find a stock picture of it because I wanted to go see if I could find the original price on it. But I'm going to guess somewhere around 300 to 500, depending on the time. So I probably start this one somewhere around 150 to kind of, meet in the middle of a quick flip and a, let's make some money business model. So probably start it there and see how it goes. But yeah, I just thought it was an old vintage coat, but I think it's going to clean up nicely. This is the only problem at all. But now this is vintage. Thank you. You go. This is definitely vintage, right? This is from a custom furrier, probably. This one's Robinsons of California. They'll have some different tags in them. These old school furriers and leather places, they have their own tags. So this looks like some kind of mink. Don't hold me to it exactly, but I'm pretty sure. And then leather. It's nice blonde. I paid $9.99 for it because I think that'll be okay. All the prices are going up at the thrift stores for some of the, better stuff that we look for. So it's just a given. We got to get used to it. We've got to pass it on a little bit. Just make sure your stuff is in good shape. And don't go just by label, of course. We know that now, right? You cannot just go by label. It has to really be something, a current style or something that was iconic, a fashion blogger favorite. Anyways, I think this one I will probably start at about 120. That's a pretty fair price. That's a significantly fair price. Hi, Kelly. No, I just started. I'm just rambling. People aren't used to me going live, but I want to try to do it more often. So if you're interested, when it gets loaded back up, you can go through and see what you missed. I'm only on item 2. I'll try to peek over every once in a while, but I'm not good at doing the chat and talking to you all at the same time, okay? So I think this was a good value. I'd say it's about a size medium. Love this. This is a Polo Sport Ralph Lauren. Okay, so yeah, not the highest in that hierarchy, but that's a good mid-range, and it's a flannel. The reason that I did this one, I don't know, flannel is just kind of popular right now, and it did have a nice little, tag on it. Some people who wear this, they kind of want something, some of them just want it to be low key, their little insignia, their little, like I'm wearing Ralph Lauren, they want it to be a little more low key. And then some of them want it like all spell out in your face. But it was only $5.99, a good size, nice and thick. I want to try to see. I'm still working on my menswear. So I want to try to, I think this will bring over my $20 threshold. So we'll just have to watch this and see what happens. If it was just Ralph Lauren, like a lower end label, not the, purple or anything like that or black, I probably would have passed on it. But with it being Polo Sport, that gave it a little bit more clout in my experience, okay? Now this, okay, that was Polo Sport. Now this is Polo Ralph Lauren. Hello. Hi, Kenneth. I've already shamelessly promoted us being on the docket for Monday. Okay, now this is Polo Ralph Lauren. That is a decent label in their hierarchy. This is a bathrobe, and look, it's got the all over ponies. What was that? I haven't washed anything yet, so what's the tags on it? $6.99. I think this is a winner for sure. So see this? It has a blue tone. One of my outlet stores will every once in a while have some of these pieces in it, and I have never failed to get over $50 for anything, women's or men's, that I have bought with this blue and yellow, this navy blue and yellow Polo Ralph Lauren. Okay, so watch out for that. That's pretty good in the hierarchy. I love the all over pony. It's still nice and crisp. Do you know what I mean? The fabric is still nice and crisp. It has not been overwashed. You can tell by the tag too, this has not been overwashed. I think when I looked it up, I was thinking 50 or 60. So wish me luck on that. That would be good, right? $6.99 into that. I think so. I'll hold out a little bit. You guys know I'm okay waiting on things. Okay, another bathrobe. Yeah, bathrobe jackpot. So not a lot of bathrobes for me unless they're vintage, but this was $5.99, and this is why on this one. This is a Harley bathrobe. Harley stuff is very expensive. My man is Harley. You guys know that. I could live for a couple years if I rated all his Harley clothing and you know, gear in the garage. Not to mention his motorcycle. But hey, I'm not looking to get divorced. But anyways, this one is a Taz. I don't know. My boyfriend does not do the Taz, but there's a faction of Harley people that do the Taz Harley collab. So this will sell. This kind of stuff is very expensive if you could even find one for resale, mind you. If you could even find one retail, to tell you the truth. They'll sell out and they won't make, that design is done. So this is a Taz collab with Harley Davidson. It's still in great shape. I checked very carefully the elbows, the sleeve ends, the collar, the inside collar, and the underarms, and the booty area. You can tell when something's been overused or overwashed. So I think on this one, probably going to start at 80 and not take less than 60 for sure. Okay. So again, this is not the normal Harley that you would think of. It's not too blinged out, but there it is there, right? St. John, fell some St. John. So again, you guys, I always say I'm not real big on selling pants, but I do go through real quick and look for anything. I go to the bottom and look for anything long length because I am a tall girl and so is my daughter. And I have a little faction that I market to whenever I find tall items. I go cross promote them to some tall girl groups. So I was doing my thing there. The other thing I look for in pants, I just breeze through and look for cargo pants. Cargo pants are usually a winner, or any athletic pants. And the training pants or the studio pants will be like a different fabric than stretch leggings. And so sometimes they will put them in with the pants instead of over in the athletic wear. So that's why you have to go through that area. A good pair of Lululemon training pants or studio pants can be $50, $80. Men's too. I've sold men's too, the Kung Fu. Okay, so found some St. John. I was like, well, that's a pretty color. Looks like quality fabric. So the only identifying was, of course, the St. John label and the logo on the button. So these were $4.99. That's definitely a yes. I've never even found a pair of St. John jeans. So I'm not sure. I'm going to guess $40, $50. Guessing. That's where I'm going to start, right? Let me do this one before I start on some more fun stuff. I don't know what it is about this. I don't even remember how I learned, but this is a thing, y'all. Let me get it. Jansko. It's like a higher quality fleece. And it makes me think of like if Soft Surroundings had a fleece line. But this one here is a cape. Every time I find it, as long as it's not too overwashed and in good shape, I will buy this. It usually sells for $40, $50 range. Okay, so I'm expecting this one to be about that. I paid $5.99, and this one has just a hooded cape. It is the softest fleece you ever felt. So it usually has a unique button closure of some kind. So again, let me hit you with this, okay? Jansko, because I didn't know, but I've been doing I think Made in USA is what caused me to look at it. So I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I find quite a bit of it here. So Jansko with a J. Let me go through here and pull a couple things out that I want. Okay, we'll start. So this is fun. Kind of Michael Jackson era vest, the wet look. I remember this in the 80s and 90s, late 80s, early 90s, the wet look. If you're my age, think Pat Benatar. I think she did more of the wet look than like Madonna or whatever. But remember when New Wave hit? And so a lot of them were doing the wet look fabric. This is this black on black stripe, the wet look with that Michael Jackson Devo New Wave look. But $6.99. The label's not really that important, okay? It's more the style, but there it is. Can you see the wet look? So cute. So again, we have to be careful on our keywords. There's some keywords we won't be able to use on certain platforms. But so Michael Jackson, New Wave. Do you guys ever remember Devo and all the other New Wave bands? Flock of Seagulls. What was it? I don't know. I'm kind of a rock girl, but I did like to dance, so I embraced the new wave and the disco as well. But I'm mainly, just for listening, I'm rock and roll. But if it's time to dance, then, some good disco or new wave. Anyways, I think this is in great shape. Still nice and crispy again. No signs of wash and wear. The collar's good. The elastic, good. So, because of the uniqueness of this, I think I'm going to try to do somewhere around 30, 35. See how that goes. You guys know my stores. You can always look and see and follow up on how things did. Okay, let's talk about this one. I teased about this one, that I was going to tell you guys what the deal is on this. Let me back up. See this? Really soft, quality fabric, fringed. Okay, if this was from India, it'd be at maybe 20 bucks. This one's Moroccan. Let's talk about this. There's the name. This is made in Morocco. How did I know this? Okay, again, I'm older. I used to live in Dallas. When I was a young girl, I worked at a store. If you know Dallas, you're going to know this neighborhood. I used to work on Mockingbird Lane when I was 21 years old and I first got to Dallas. Before I had my own business, my own stores, I worked at one of the highest end stores there. It was one of the family-owned exclusive boutiques. It's not there anymore. It was called Marie Leavell. It was on Turtle Creek neighborhood on Mockingbird Lane near the tollway in Dallas, Texas. That area is where the street over is where Chanel had their boutique, and all the really high-end designers had their boutiques. And this store, this family store, was on the outer street, the main drag. Okay, this store freaked me out. I'm 21 years old. I've never had a lot of money yet. And so the owner had to give me clothing to wear. I didn't even have clothing good enough to wear at this location. So they gave me some older dresses that had tags on it, like $600, $1,000, and had their in-house seamstress alter it to fit me perfectly so that I could come to work and work at this location. You guys get my drift of what this was like. I remember the governor's wife came in. All she did was walk around and point. This. One of the workers picked it all up. The sales girl was only writing. Someone was following the sales girl in a uniform, picked everything up. She didn't have to try anything on. Gathered everything. They had it custom altered, and then it would be delivered to the back of the mansion where one of their servants or housekeepers would get it. She never laid a finger on it. And again, this was Dallas. And all of it was for a trip to Aspen or Vail for a ski trip. The total bill, and this was in 1982, 83, 81, 82. The total bill was over $30,000. Probably today that would have been like $120,000. But anyways, that's the kind of store. It had its own private salon. Okay, back to this. So the owner's wife, one of the things at that time was she had a Moroccan division. It was hot at the time. And she would fly to Morocco and order all of these kind of things. They were layers, what we would call leg and look now. It was all this kind of stuff, the dresses and the long dusters and the loose palazzo pants. And they were really super expensive. And then, she would order them for the store. So that's how I knew. That's the department they put me in to start me training. It was a new department. And So they put me there to start my training. So that's how I knew about this. So you know what? I pulled something up. Bear with me because I'm going to show you the resale value. To make sure I don't mess this up. This is why I brought Highway in. So let's see if I can do this application. I want this one and my screen sharing. And share. Let's see if I did this right. Did I? Okay, if I did, then you should be seeing, someone's tell me yes or no in the chat if I did this right. You should be seeing one of these dresses. Okay, so again, this is resale, right? So look at some of these resale prices, and some of them are new, some of them are resale. So when you find some of these kind of items, well, there's not a lot of them. When you find some of these kind of items, you definitely want to take another look at it, okay? Let me figure out now how to stop screen sharing. I'm so new at this part. Okay. I hope I did that right. Let me go bring up chat and see if I did that right. Did I do it right? Did I do that right, y'all? I don't know. Okay. Darn it. Still didn't get it right. Okay. Just here, write this down, and whenever you have time, be sure to add the word Moroccan dress. And then some of the other labels associated with it will pop up too, okay? You're not going to find a lot, and there aren't going to be a lot on eBay sold either. But it's just something you need to know, because how much was this? $10.99. That's why I went ahead and paid $10.99 for it. So I'm expected to get no less than $80 for this. No less. All right. Oh my gosh. I want to keep this. Hi, Frenchie. Let me see who's here. Okay. I want to keep this. Dang it. How cool is this? Whenever I find these sweaters, as long as they're in good shape, I buy them. Dimitri. You would probably look at it anyways. It says made in USA. You would probably go, oh, look, let me look at this vintage ski sweater or winter sports sweater. This is the most epic one. They always sell for me. A lot of them will go overseas. I'm in Colorado, I think is why I find a lot of this stuff. This one's the best one I've ever found, especially for this time period, because it has that 90s colorway here with the neon that's popular right now, right? And I love this because of the comfort factor. It's a wool sweater, but look at they put like a spandex side panels and down the arm. So that's going to make this super comfortable. I don't know if you can see, these are filled, quilted. These rows are all filled and quilted. This is bad as F. Oh my gosh. I want to wear it. Can I just wear it once before I sell it? So guess what? $5.99, $4. Crazy, huh? So I usually get about 30 to 50 for my Dimitri sweaters, the vintage sweaters. I think I'm going to try a little higher for this one, of course, in weight. It's a good size too, right? What does it say officially? Large. Looks like large, extra large to me. So after I wash it and stuff, which I have to be real careful, I might have to send this in because this is wool. But sometimes if you're careful, there's a way you can handle these kind of sweaters and not ruin them. Oh my gosh, don't put them in the dryer for sure. What does it say? Oh, you know what? This has got some other fabric content in it. It does say professional dry clean only, low moisture, steam only. I still think I know how I can handle this. Okay. If nothing else, I will spot clean it, freeze it. That helps to remove smells and bacteria. Not that it has any. and steam it a little, and then wear it somewhere, and then retouch it up, and then sell it. Can I just wear it at least for a picture, right? Okay. So another old school sweater. This is something else from the Dallas days. I remember this was all the rage back then. IB Diffusion. IB Diffusion. I don't pick up all of it. This was $4.99, so that made it tolerable. And it's sequined all in the front. You see all the sequins completely in the front. So IB Diffusion is a retro. This is a retro sweater. Someone will remember it from the 90s, early 2000s. Again, all the high-end Dallas women had this. It was kind of expensive back then. So I don't know how much demand there is still for it. So I'm just going to guess. I'm going to lowball myself on this one and say 35, 30, 35. Okay. But it was only $4.99, and it's kind of nostalgic for me. I remember this brand. I wore it. I sold it in my brick and mortars back in the day. Okay. Hi, picking treasures. Some other people came in. All right. Okay. This is nothing. It was only $1.50, but it's a retro picture of, you'll never guess, because this is really older. He's my age now. He's a little older than me. Peter Frampton. This is from his 2014 tour, so it is not vintage. It just has that look. I might put it up for sale. Probably I'm going to wash it, custom cut it up the way I like it, and wear it myself. If you're my age, you probably still own a copy of Frampton Comes Alive in some form. Oh my gosh. Almost every song on that album was good. So, do you feel like we do? An epic song. So that's why I bought that. This one here, okay, this is not retro either. This is current, but there weren't a lot of them. There are not a lot of these out. And this is from, was it 1 year ago, 2 years ago? The MTV Awards, Katy Perry did the Moon Girl. Remember that? So this was kind of popular. They sold fast, and there aren't hardly any. You don't hardly see these in the thrift store or anything. I was lucky enough to find one, and I wore it a year and a half ago on the reseller stew. I literally had 2 people in the chat want to buy it off of me. So I said, well, let me pick this one up. $1.50 when it was all said and done. Super cool, right? So it's not Katy Perry's face in there, of course. But you know, when those awards is when she did that whole Moon Girl thing and was wearing an outfit like this. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to hit up the people that wanted this a year and a half ago. I think it was Eagle Eye Nation was one of them. Or if I'm just going to keep it to have 2 of them, because I love this shirt. I remember MTV. I was a young girl, teenager, so it was perfect. 1981. MTV hit the market. It changed everything. This is retro. Do I have Minecraft shirts? I don't. On my t-shirts, they have to be really, I usually tend toward more rock and roll or nostalgia. I don't have any Minecraft, but I imagine if you Google, imagine you can find some on eBay, Amazon, or Poshmark pretty easy. Should I be looking for Minecraft? I don't even know how much they resell for. Okay, this is an old school one too, $3.99, but I've never seen this particular, I don't know, that's funny. I've never seen this particular pattern. This is Looney Tunes, not Disney. Looney Tunes. I thought that was funny. So, I don't know. Someone's going to want it. There's a Looney Tune cult too. So, garment graphics, made in USA, so it's vintage. 50 cotton, 50 polyester. So I think I'll clean this up and try to sell this. I can't really guess right now because I haven't finished my research on trying to find it to date this, but I do feel confident saying it's vintage because of the label and being made in USA. So I feel confident to say it's vintage. So I'm hoping a Looney Tune, and I've never seen this one. So I'm hoping it's a little rare, and a Looney Tune person is going to like this. Pete, I listen to his albums. Oh gosh, isn't it great? Do you have Frampton Comes Alive? You know, the blue one with him, kind of with his long hair. My first husband, when I was a young girl, I married my high school sweetheart. We stayed married for a couple years, and he was in a band. He looked like Peter Frampton, and he could sing like him. Ah, we didn't stay married, but we still talk every once in a while. Not really. We talk subvertly so that nobody gets mad. We just say hi on each other's birthdays on Facebook. But I do know that he didn't end up singing for some reason, but he is an account. He did accounting, and I know he's got a great job. He did well. I have no clue what this is. Spirit, nothing comes up in Googling. I just saw this Southern Girl on this big jersey. And I'm like, how much is that? $2? Somebody wants this, right? I don't know. I know I have a rule, nothing under $20. But sometimes I break it because I'm like, I gotta find this a home. Look how cool this is. It's slightly puffy. So that's what happened there. All right, we are almost done with this part. A few more things. Okay, so this is vintage. It's not Fredericks of Hollywood. It's vintage. It doesn't have a union label, but I bet you it probably should. But anyways, let's let this, there we go. So very vintage, right? Little negligee with the marabou trim. I don't really know, but sometimes I have luck with vintage lingerie. So, and I have a buyer in Japan that keeps an eye on my store for vintage lingerie. He's bought a few pieces. I don't know what he's going to think about this. It's not really kind of what he leans to in the vintage. Never had anything like this. We'll see. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to price it yet, okay? I'll come back, $6.99. I'll come back in a few days when I get it listed, figure it out. I'll drop it down in the comments of this video for anyone who's interested. Or you can just look at my store and see, well, what did Yvon do with that? Okay. Hard goods. I always look at curling irons and blow dryers. I look for in-stylers for myself. I'm an in-styler girl. And to sell. They resell well. You know, that brush, that rolling curling iron brush. Love anything George Michael. Oh, do you remember George Michael back in the day when he was with Wham? Wake Me Up Before You Go. You remember that? Remember that? Him and Andrew? Oh my gosh, what was that? Early 80s? Okay, anyways, back to this. This is a Pro Tool. Kind of like Chi and what other brands. This is a Pro Tool. Morale. You can usually tell, this is one of the things I look for. The heavy dutier, the more heavy duty, the more heavy duty cords, okay? And so, yeah, this is a Pro Tool. I think knew this was somewhere around 80 to 100. Resale value on it looks to be around 40 or 50. I don't think anyone used it. You can tell, you know, the hair oils and the hairsprays and stuff, and the handles, you know, and just like, you can just usually tell. So I don't think anyone hardly used this. I did test it. It heats up fine and quickly. I might keep it. Not sure yet. But I'm going to show it to you anyways and give you my tip on, you know, the heavy dutier power cords. Can't believe I said that. Because there's resale value and some Pro Tools, okay? Or, you know, for ourselves to save some money. So I'm not sure, but it's a thing and it would make you some money. Okay? I already talked about this on Instagram. I buy these. I especially like the clear ones. This was $3.99. Probably not too much more at the dollar store. I don't know. But this isn't like, this is a heavy duty one. It's not going to break real easy. But I use these. These are great for storing little things. I mean, I use them in my personal closet. But also, like, I think I showed you on Instagram, one of these I cut and just kept 2 rows. And it's hanging up on my wall. And it has my Sharpies and my ReSale killer box cutter they sent me, and my Gorilla Glue and my scissors. my lighter for burning off, frayed edges. You get my drifts. And so, that's just really handy for storage. So you can wake me up anytime. You guys are funny. So just wanted to throw that out there. This isn't for resale. This will go somewhere either here or in my eBay room, eBay storage room downstairs, to hold merchandise or tools. Not sure yet, but I picked it up for $3.99. All right. This is already listed. I learned this from Deb. Mr. Coffee Cocoa Motions. This was new to me. This is the Mr. Coffee Cafe Cocoa. They seem to be a little bit more rare in the eBay resale, but they have great value. This one apparently was a gift. Everything inside is still wrapped in plastic. It was not used. I did test it for heating up only. I didn't actually make a product, but $7.99. I knew that was okay. I learned that from Deb, Pinching Pesos. She runs the Reseller Stew, among many things. I've been on the panel for almost 2 years now. So I already have it listed for $98. I'm thinking it'll probably sell for around, I'm going to guess, because mine, okay, when you do comps, we have to be careful. Just because something is $120 or $20, okay, what's the condition? You know what I'm saying? Or how experienced is the seller? Are they desperate for money? I don't know. So do your comps really diligently, like discernment, and think. This one, everything is still wrapped inside. It even has the recipe book and everything. So I priced it at $98. I think probably settle out around $70 or so. I'm going to wait. Okay. These are Italian shoes. Now, they look retro. They look vintage. They have a patent pending on this sole. I've already washed these to like a brief touch up so that I could handle them. And I've even washed the bottom. I could not get out the silver Sharpie yet because I just did a quick wash to be able to handle them. These are Italian. So you always want to look at, Italian, European made shoes or anything made in USA. Is that upside down? So there's 7.5. Patent pending on this wavy sole. Somebody is going to love these. I saw comps were pretty good on eBay. Around 40 to 60 is what the comps looked like at the time. These are in great shape. I rinsed them off, of course, to handle them, and there's hardly even any toe print. And that was just with a brief washing. Okay, the Sharpie on the back. You can use hairspray. I use a cheap Suave hairspray on some things. You have to be careful. Some textile substances, you don't want to use the hairspray. Usually the hairspray trick works for me just fine. A $1.99 can of Suave. But you want to be careful not to get it anywhere else on the shoe. Usually that works just fine. There are other things, Goo Gone, a nail file. I don't want to use a nail file on these because these soles haven't been worn. And if I use a nail file, it'll look like wear. So I will use the hairspray, maybe some Goo Gone if I need. There are some other tricks. If all else fails, I have 2 silver Sharpies, just like what they use, and I will turn it into something else, okay? So I'm thinking about $40 to $50 on these. Let me show you the cool. See that cool heel? Somebody's going to love that. There's no drag on the toe. I don't know why they have some like discoloration on the bottom because nobody wore these. She must have just worn around the house. It was a little bit of a toe mark, but other than that, no signs of wear. So most of us know if we do shoes to look for the quality leathers. Made in USA is good. Made overseas is good. All right, one more thing in the haul. This is a bag of handmade, like Little House on the Prairie dresses for a little girl. I just bought all of it. I'll just show you a few pieces, okay? They were all $3.99. Even if it was a set, it was $3.99. No tags. These are all handmade. Okay? But Kelly says rubbing alcohol works too. Yeah. I find the 91% works a little better. Look, this is a set. These are all in great condition, handmade, little house on the prairie outfits and dresses. Look at that. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to price all these because they're little, like they're little girl size or petite. $3.99 again. Okay, so reminds me of Gunny Sack. Dang, these are nice. I'm not sure about pricing, you guys. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not going to be over the top. So just a whole bag full, okay, of like little handmade. Let me do this. Little handmade. Call them prairie. I do. Little vintage things. Okay, so you get the drift. This one's in bandana print. So, this is the only one that had a problem. One of the pearl facades came off on the plastic button, but that's okay. See, look at the detail on the sleeve too. Doesn't that remind you of, is it Gun Sack or Gunny Sack? So I went ahead and got all of them. I think I'm going to separate the long dress and sell it separately. And I think all the other ones I'm probably put in a bundle. I think I'm going to try that. Give me a few days. And if you're really, really curious, you can go look at Mile High Scene, or you can hit me up on Instagram or wherever, here, on YouTube, on the community tab, wherever, in the comments. And I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did if you're kind of curious about this kind of stuff. Okay. That was fun. What else did I do? I bought some spy glasses that Wade recommended, something that he wanted me to do. And so they only half worked. I had to send them back, so I'm waiting on another pair. But they were just $20, little glasses that had a camera in them. So if that works out, I've got some projects and some challenges some people have made that I'm going to be doing with that. What else? I told you guys why I skipped out yesterday on the reseller stew. I'll go over it again for anyone that just came in. Old time picture costumes. Oh yeah. Right? Because you guys know I love the old world, the reenactment. I love selling stuff to that group, to that subculture or fashion subculture. But anyways, so I bought this. I pulled the tab up to show you, but since I was unsuccessful at doing that, I'm not going to bother. They're on eBay for around $7 to $18, depending on who you buy it from. Don't pay too much. But this is the latest craze. These little freckle and mole and skin tag remover things. So I bought it. The first one didn't work. Got a refund. Thank you, eBay. This one does work. And so I did some little spots on my face, some little freckles and stuff, but then they kind of turn red and stuff. But today they kind of turned black and just kind of fell off. So anyways, beauty tip, bougie on a budget beauty tip. It works. Be very careful. Be sure if you buy this, like I said, Yvon said it works, but I'm telling you also that Yvon says, be sure you watch some YouTube videos. Be sure you're cautious with it. Do not hurt yourself or cause yourself to have scars. Okay. Well, I can hang out for a little bit. I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock with Julie Casa Chic about our new show coming up. I told you guys on Instagram, here, and Facebook. It's on the docket for Monday, February the 4th, 11 o'clock a.m., just before noon, Mountain Standard Time. I'm in Colorado, the middle of the country. Mountain Standard Time. So you have to correlate to what that means. I will put it up soon on YouTube so that anyone who wants to make sure they don't miss it can hit the bell on it. So I'll probably do that, I don't know, tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to do another live show between then, so I don't want to put it up yet. Okay. What is that brand name called? On what? On this thing here? This thing here, Lisa? I'm waiting for her to type. If you're talking about this, there's no brand. It's from overseas. You can pay more to get the branded fancy ones, but you know how, okay, I want to be delicate here. You know how some of the overseas manufacturers, like they'll manufacture things for people under their brand name, and they'll go copycat it and make it unbranded and undercut and sell to us the same exact item that they put, I don't know, oh, don't want to say that, Jeffrey Bad Baby on it, you know, and then they'll make the same exact thing just with no name on it. Got it? Okay. So look up, I got a bookmark, but last time I tried to screen share, it did not work, but I had it pulled up for you guys. Just put in laser freckle remover and you'll start seeing that looks just like this. Let me hold it up for you, okay? I paid a couple dollars more for the second one. Dang it, it's not getting it. Hang on. I paid a couple dollars more for this second one to go ahead and get it from a U.S. seller. The U.S. sellers are importing these in bulk, and they have to mark it up a little bit more than the Hong Kong, China sellers, right? So the first one was 7 something from China or Hong Kong. This one was $11.89 because I didn't want to wait another 3 weeks to get it, right? Because the first one didn't work, but eBay gave me a refund and I didn't have to send it back or anything. It was free shipping anyways. So this one does work. So now I'm going to work on a tattoo. I'm going to see if it really works on the tattoo, and I'll let you guys know if it does. But what a savings. You guys know, let me see, Sheila, you know, they started, I see ads on Instagram. You know how they're like crazy with the ads lately. Let me get a drink. And so whenever you see those ads for cool products, always go to eBay and find it there because it's going to be like half price, right? So they were selling those on a promoted ad on Instagram. Excuse me. So of course I went to eBay. I just had I'm older and just weird stuff happens. I had a couple skin tags and a couple spots. I don't really want to remove all my little brown, what my mom said, beauty marks. You know, they're not raised, they're flat. I'm not really doing those, but I had a couple weird things and it's gone. And it says tattoo also. So there's a tattoo on my arm I kind of want to see if I can get rid of. I have 2 tattoos, one here on my forehead under my bangs and one here from way back. And I kind of like to get rid of it. It's very expensive. I used to trade out when I worked at the salon. I'm a licensed esthetician as well and massage therapy, although I don't do it. And so, hey, I understand. Yeah. So, it's like partially faded already from some treatments, but it's quite pricey to go to the salon or a dermatologist. But advances are happening, right? So, some products are becoming more available to us for home use. So I'm going to work on that and see how it goes. I may just do a whole cover up on this, but I kind of like to have this one gone. I'm keeping this one. You know, as a matter of fact, I have a lot of, being an esthetician, right? I had the high-end equipment in my salon room, which I left to my partner for her to have and continue on. She was a great gal. And I bought myself, cheaper home units, smaller home units. I don't know. I can go over some of that cool stuff sometime if you guys want. I could put it here or put it on my Gen X channel. Sometimes resellers that follow you, they don't like it when you put other stuff on your reselling channel. I don't know why some of them like get all upset. But anyways, I could start a little series about beauty bougie on a button or on a budget, right? Something like that. Because I have a lot of cool, unique tools that cost a lot of money to go have done at the salon, but you don't have to be licensed to buy them and use them yourself. So maybe I might put together some of the unique tools that were under $30, to do your at-home beauty treatments, your anti-aging. I had a salon as well, but did not include skincare. What is the best for under eye wrinkles? Oh my gosh. Okay. Now that I'm older, about 5 years ago, I used to just use Sanitas, which is what I sold and used at the salon, and peptide creams and things like that. And I have all the, I do chemical peels myself because I still have the professional products that I can buy since I'm still licensed. But this eye area is very delicate, right? But I will tell you, I switched to Retin A a few years ago. I had my doctor write me a prescription, Retin A. And As a licensed esthetician, this is bad, okay? But you're not paying me for my services. And disclaimer, check this stuff out for yourself and be very careful. But some of us, if we don't have too sensitive of skin, you can kind of start to creep up with the retin-A a little bit, okay? To keep that area kind of peeled away and help slow down the process, all right? All right. Okay, you guys, I'll put one together. Give me a couple weeks. Let me get some things under my belt. Let me get my taxes, you know, it's that time. Let me get all that together. Give me a few weeks or so, and I'll do a bougie beauty on a budget thing, and I'll show you all my tools, like my, you know, my, oh my gosh, now I'm escaping it. Anyways, I'll show you guys all that stuff, okay? Let me back up. Somebody asked something. Does it hurt when you remove them? Drop thread gorgeous. Are you talking about using this tool that I got on eBay? This tool? Yes. Yes, this hurts. There's 3 settings. You will feel a little bit of heat and some zapping and see a little bit of sparking, especially on the 3 level. It's a little like, they claim it's a plasma laser. I haven't looked up that part of it yet, like the nanometer or whatever in the hertz, but I personally can take it. You know, I've got tattoos. I do chemical peels. This might be too much information, but I've had laser hair removal, you know. So if you can do that, or if you've ever had waxing, which is why I did laser hair removal, was because of waxing. Ouch. If you can handle waxing, yeah, you can handle this. So you can, if you're sensitive, you can just start slow with the 1 setting, okay? So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You really have to watch some YouTubes and be careful. You know, test it somewhere on a thicker part of your hand to see how your tolerance is. Okay. Did you catch that, Drop Dead? I mean, Drop Thread Gorgeous. I love your name, by the way. Okay, won't use that. I can. Well, Sheila, waxing is torture. I do not understand how women do. I do not. That's why I did the laser. I'm like, ugh. I've waxed people, and I'm like, I don't know how these girls can handle it. Anyways, well, but what I'm saying is, if you can handle waxing, you can handle this. It's pinpointed, though. Okay, so it's not like it's, you know, gonna zap your whole face or your arm or whatever you're working on. You know, it's just a pinpoint, and you are in control of how long. So it's just a brief. I'm saying, unless you're ultra sensitive, and some people are, you know, their nerves are more sensitive than other people. So we have to be polite about that. It's not that they're being sissies. They literally have a higher sensitivity on their nerve endings. Okay, they're not being big crybabies. Okay. Anyways, you can, you know, you're in control of it. So, all right. Always room for. Well, do you guys have any questions or anything you want to chat about? My meeting with Julie is in about half an hour, and I'm going to grab something to eat. I thought my whole eyebrow was gone when I did the waxing. Oh, gosh. I mean, I made a lot of money waxing people, but I just don't get it. I even had men, I waxed their arms or their chest. They're mostly their back. I had some male clients that wanted their back done. That's not too bad. But the women that came in I was like, girl, you are fierce. So, and I did eyebrows. Eyebrows are easy. Yeah. Well, that's about it. I've had some good sales. I mean, I'm part-time, right? My store doesn't have, I never have more than 200 items between both stores. Hashtag deals where hard goods are, and Mile High Scene, and then Mile High Scene on Poshmark, and a few local sales. But anyways, surprisingly, for my level, sales have been pretty good. So I've got a whole bag going out. So I think I'll hit my mark, you know, by the end of the month. What is it, tomorrow? It usually always works out by the end of the month. I kind of know what I'm going to make based on what I know I found and how much work that I know that I've put in, right? I want to ask one more thing. And if you're coming in later, will you put it in the comments under this video? If you're coming in later. Okay, so y'all know I go to wholesale outlets, and there's a wholesale outlet mall between me and Denver, just like 25 minutes up the street. You know, like those Eileen Fisher ponchos they're like 3/4 sold out already, that I got at an outlet place, and I go to several of them. I do have some back stock of new with tag dresses and shirts. A lot of people do the reseller boxes, but I've been watching. I bought one myself. I hated it. I didn't even like, I barely donated it back. It was that bad. And I was like, what? I knew better than to do that. What was I thinking? But anyways, I realize now that some people they don't have the resources. They live in a smaller town or they don't have time. So I do have new with tag things. I can't promise the selling price. I can say over $20, I'm sure, but nothing real high end, okay? Because come on, if it's real high end stuff, I'm gonna sell it myself. But nice, clean, current, new with tags. But selling reseller boxes scares me because like people get really mad. I almost everybody that does it in the community has gotten some serious backlash. Now, some of it was deserved. Some of them are just shady as get out and just like no, like they're just shady. But some of these people I know, they're good people and I know them, you know, and they still got like flack from people having too high of expectations. So I worry a little bit, but so I'm just wondering if there's anybody that would trust me and that, you know, would want to try it. I will box them live so you can kind of see in general what's going in the boxes. I'm looking for some feedback. Would people want it all one size? Would they want different sizes? Anyways, I know, Frenchie, I know. And so I don't want to ruin, I have a pretty decent reputation. And I'm like, well, doing reseller boxes and mystery boxes is a good way to trash your name because some people just really, again, some people deserved it. It was shit. And they knew it. Okay, let's not start a drama, but we know a handful of people that were just being shady. But some people were really like, you know, they're good people, but they still kind of got, you know, raked over the coals. So I'm a little nervous. Anyways, if you're coming back and watching this later, the side chat is kind of 50-50. If you're coming back and watching this later, you know, drop me a comment and tell me how you feel. Again, we could kind of do it live, kind of like what Thrifting Wanderluster does, so that you could kind of have more of an informed, you know, decision of what you wanted to do. I think Chrissy on Reseller Revolution has started doing that too, doing hers live, so you can kind of have showing things live. Some people don't even know brands giving these reviews. Let's see. Lisa says, I haven't seen any good ones. I bought 3 trying and not great luck. I know. That's what I'm afraid of. I mean, I trust, you know, that I'm going to put in what I say, but still there's some people that just have a little bit higher expectations. And so, you know, okay, I'm trying to be delicate. I don't want to be rude. You know how like when we sell on eBay or Poshmark, people like don't like you gave them all the information, but still they didn't like it didn't register or they didn't even read it all or whatever. And they have these expectations and then like they're mad at you, but yet it was all in the listing. So just thinking about it. Okay. You guys, I hope that you will come back on. I'm going to do another live somewhere, Q&A between here and there. I hope that you will definitely be supportive of me, Tiffany and Hugo, Sell Quick, Ship Quick, Kenneth, I Be Flipping Daily on Instagram, and Julie Casa Chic on Instagram. I hope you will be supportive of our new show. I've been trying to get Julie for a year. I met Hugo and Tiffany. We hung out and partied and learned stuff at eBay Open. They're a great couple. And Kenneth is kind of new to the community, but he's already adored. So my Generation 1099 show, once a month, every first Monday. The first one starts Monday, February the 4th. That's next Monday, 11 a.m. Mountain Central Time. I'm in Colorado. So like I said, I will put it up in a couple of days after I do my next Q&A. and what sold video, I will put it up so you can go in and hit the bell and bookmark it. So it'll go up in a couple of days, okay? So I hope you guys will be supportive because I really appreciate these people doing this with me. And I think it'll be fun. It's kind of connected to I'm an eBay influencer with the Seller Diversity Advocate Program. And it's kind of my commitment. My platform was Generation X. So this is kind of loosely tied to that, an ideal of different generations. Tiffany and Hugo are in their 30s. Julie's in her 40s. Kenneth is in his 50s. So kind of like, learning from your elders and learning from the younger generation too, so that we don't get stuck in the mud. And then, learning from your elders that have already been where you've been and, can help you not make some same mistakes. So, all right, you guys, that's all. Thanks a lot. I'm going to go get something to eat, have my meeting with Julie, and I'll see you guys on Instagram, Facebook, the YouTube community tab, or on one of your videos. Bye-bye.